The following is a production of White Lightning Entertainment. This is Burning Rubber Radio.
Final lap, stage one. There's the green and white checkers, and Christopher Bell now has 3 straight stage wins. Oh, no. Larson's in the wall.
Larson loose under Kyle Busch, got into him. They're both in the wall.
Whoa,
Blaney's out of gas. Something's wrong.
We've got a new leader.
I think he's out of gas. And I think he gets to it. Austin Cindric, oh my gosh, what is happening?
After starting from the outside pole with only one top 10 finish this entire season, and he is going to the playoffs. Austin Cindric wins in St. Louis.
Punch the ticket, Austin Cindric.
How about a gas? I can't believe we have gas, man.
Burning Rubber Radio is brought to you by Drive Refine. It's more than driver coaching. It's Drive Refine. Visit driverefine.com to get signed up today. Now from the White Lightning Entertainment Studios in Statesville, North Carolina, here's your host, Andy DeLay.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's Burning Rubber Radio, the fastest 60 minutes in motorsports. I'm your host, Andy DeLay, along beside the NASCAR chef, John Dix, and, of course, my big old fat board operator, producer, Wayne Owens. Come on, Wayne, you have something to say, don't you?
I was about to say, you came within 2 seconds of me putting my boot in your ass already.
Here we go, man. We're starting off the show all right. Anyway, man, we got a heck of a good show. I mean, we're going to pack a lot of stuff into today's show. And
it's going to be like Memorial Day all over again.
Yeah, we're starting off with an up-and-coming country music recording artist. Brandon Jordan's going to be our main guest on today's show, because we're also going to be checking in with Zachary Mertes, who was
Mertes.
Anyway, he has been tearing up the Legends track out there. Finished top 10. We're going to hear from Zach and see how things are going. And man, we got NASCAR. All 3 series ran this weekend. We've got Formula One news. We got IndyCar news and lots of stuff, Wayne.
We've got Supercross news, or motocross news, rather. Excuse me. We've got NHRA news, and I'll tell you what. When we get to the Cup news coming up here after our first commercial break here, I'm not gonna lie when I say that drama broke out on Sunday.
I guess I thought it was good. Well, we'll talk a little more about that.
We'll talk a whole lot more about it when we get through things here in just a little bit. But real quickly here, we've got to talk about the folks that make Burning Rubber Radio happen, and that being the folks over at MyPillow at mypillow.com/BRR. Make sure you go and use the promo code BRR at checkout once you visit that website to get your order shipped for free.
I like the way that you're making sure you just now.
Mike Lindell, I know you probably listen to the show every once in a while. Do me a favor. Next time we run into each other at a racetrack, make sure you smack Andy for me, please. Just
that's good.
That would be picture worthy for our social media. I'm just saying.
I really would.
Or kick his duck, one or the other.
No, don't bring that dang duck. I actually got it out of the studio this week, folks.
he got the duck out.
God.
Like it literally took Andy, I kid you not, he had to finagle every treat he could to get the duck out of here. So
oh no, wait a second, Wayne, you left the door to the studio open. Yeah, I guess he's back, man.
I didn't leave the studio door open. You were the last one in here.
Oh my gosh! Anyway,
we
got food coming from the NASCAR chef.
Yeah, we got food coming from the NASCAR chef later on this week, and I'll tell you what, folks, real quick. Aside from the folks over at MyPillow, make sure you go check out Drive Refine at driverefine.com. Austin Terrio, Joey Coulter, and all the great folks over at Drive Refine. And remember, folks, it's not just driver coaching; it's Drive Refine.
Every week, I wish Joey
we get close to being in stereo, and Andy just seems to be a little bit delayed every week. I don't know what's going on.
Imagine that's my name. That's
yeah,
right.
Y'all practice
exactly. But with that said, here, folks, with our sponsors, all the news of the week we got coming up here, Brandon, Brandon Jones coming up here in just a little bit.
No!
Or not Jones. God,
Jordan.
Jesus. Yeah, look, remind me to look at the run sheet next time, right? And I'm the one that creates the dadgum thing, but either which way. We're going to step aside. We're going to take that first commercial break of the show here because Lord knows I need some more caffeine, and Andy's got to go chase the duck back out of the studio again. So we will be...
I tried to kick it under the table over towards John.
Oh, my Lord. All right. With that said, Andy's going to go run the duck out of the studio. I'm getting caffeine. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, folks, we've got news of the week for you.
We do.
To celebrate the new year, we're having the biggest sale ever on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save 60% on our Goose Down comforters, the best comforters ever. They go perfectly with our MyPillow bed sheets and duvet covers. Save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels. They're made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. Our seasonal flannel sheets are finally in. You save up to 50% and they sell out fast every year, so order now. They're truly the best flannel sheets you'll ever sleep on. Or save up to 80% on all our clearance items. And this is where it gets even better. For a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My Grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my Grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. And in our family, we're used to getting involved, and I encourage you to do the same, especially when it comes to caring for your loved ones. When I think about Alzheimer's and the impact it had on my family, I recognize that losing a race isn't such a bad day after all. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
What can we learn from a child?
That spreading joy
is more important than a trophy.
That when we help others,
we heal ourselves.
That with a little love,
we can make the biggest impact.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission
is simple.
Help every child we can.
Because all children deserve joy.
And hope.
And love.
And if one child is still in need,
then there's still work to do.
Because their future
is our future.
And there's still so much they can teach us.
Burning Rubber is social. Follow us on X at twitter.com/BRR_radio. Now back to more Burning Rubber.
And we're back. It's Burning Rubber. Producer Wayne, NASCAR Chef John Dix, Andy DeLay, and God knows he finally kicked the damn duck out of here. My God.
Yes, finally.
Jeez. And the door's locked this time, so Quacker, you're out.
Just bye, saying. Quacker.
Oh, good God! Thank God the only crazy thing we have to worry about now is Muttley, at least for this show anyway.
Oh my Lord!
But I'll tell you what, we have got to get into some news of the week here, and I'll tell you what, boys, if you missed the Cup race On Sunday, you missed one hell of a dramatic finish. Ryan Blaney, who, by the way, when we get to him later on in the show, he's a little upset this week.
Why? He ran out of fuel.
No. I'm not saying when we get to the motorsports enthusiast a little later on in the show here. John DeRugeris, he picked Blaney to win last week.
Man, should we give him another pass since he ran out?
No, I've already told him, I'm like, running out of fuel doesn't count for a pass.
We all know internal combustion engines run on fuel. So if you don't stop, you're going to be in the lead. Okay,
exactly.
That's how it works.
And but either which way, there, Austin Cindric breaks an 85 race winless streak with the win at Gateway this past weekend. And just, right place, right time for Austin Cindric. So it was good stuff there. And, something else I want to kind of touch on here, too, because we've noticed it's starting to happen a little bit more often, Andy. And one of the stats I heard when listening to MRN yesterday, on Sunday, one of the stats that I heard on Sunday when I was listening to the broadcast, Andy, with Todd Gilliland, interestingly enough. He's somebody that's starting to get a little bit more noticeability when it comes to NASCAR and the Cup Series on Sundays. Last year, he led no laps whatsoever. Like, he just didn't have anything going for him. This year, in 2024, Todd Gilliland has led over 90 laps amongst all races in the Cup Series this season. So one has to wonder, obviously, what changed, because the Gen 7 car has been in play for a little bit of time here. And you just have to wonder, because Todd Gilliland's been putting on a little bit of a show too, and actually had the lead for quite a few laps during green flag pit stop cycles on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't really have any comment on that right there, except Todd Gilliland is going to lead, I guess, a few laps whenever pit stop cycles come around,
Well,
Josh Bilicki can lead laps that way too, but
the reason I bring that up is because he wasn't just leading during green flag cycles. He was leading outside of green flag cycles yesterday or this past Sunday too. He led at least, if I remember correctly. Now again, this was on Sunday, so brain farts amongst us all here. I want to say he led, I think it was like 5 or 6 laps outside of a green flag cycle on Sunday.
John, you know what's going on here, don't you?
What's that?
His people must have paid Wayne a few bucks to get a mention on the show.
Actually, no money exchanged hands. No money exchanged hands. But the point that I'm making here is that you notice with him starting to kind of make a few waves. I was looking at DraftKings yesterday, or on Sunday, excuse me, when I was doing some looking at doing some betting on the Cup race, because I was tempted to go bet on Blaney. I'm glad I didn't now. But
yeah, I bet you are.
But Todd Gilliland, interestingly enough, was coming in at a plus 100,000 odds to win.
You know what's going to happen. We will know that hell froze over the day that he wins, legitimately wins a Cup Series race, and the equipment that he's in anyway.
Mm-hmm. Wayne will be sitting on the desk rather than behind it.
But no, think about that. A plus 100,000 odds to win. Like I was looking at that on Sunday.
Throw $10 on it, and you made your retirement there, buddy.
Yeah, like $20 was a $250,000 win.
Yeah, not nice.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we've got drama with Rowdy and Larson now.
Oh God, what did I miss here?
You didn't see the wreck between Larson and...
I was listening to the race on the radio all day on Sunday. I didn't get a chance to actually watch it.
Oh my gosh, they got together. Now everyone's trying to poke Busch into... Well, all the Busch fans are hating on Larson. Really, people? it's just turned into a real ridiculous mess.
Yeah.
I guess everyone's so excited over the Stenhouse-Busch thing. They're trying to push Larson into a fight with Busch now.
You know, the funny thing is Larson's not the guy that you want to instigate something like that with. I mean, Stenhouse wasn't either, but Larson's not a guy that you want to instigate a fight with. That's just not going to happen the way they want it to.
I see Larson as the guy that gets even out there on the track. So, anyway, that it was I thought a fairly good race.
Yeah.
It was nice to see Michael McDowell take the pole. It was nice to see him lead a bunch of like 40 laps off the get-go.
Right.
And I personally thought that Christopher Bell had the race in the bag until, what did he lose a cylinder? And then Martin Truex Jr. had to push him around the track for the last half of the race.
Yep. And MTJ also snake bit again this past Sunday as well, too, where he ends up having trouble like halfway through the race, so he didn't really do much of anything this past Sunday.
I wouldn't bet on him.
No,
poor guy, man.
Not for a while.
My gosh.
Not for a while, at least. But
Denny Hamlin, who was quiet all day, finished another top 5 and, of course, maintains the points lead.
Yep. That he does. So
I think Larson's moved down to second, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Larson is officially in second place in the point standings.
Larson was my power rankings leader. Denny Hamlin second last week. There's something that, come on, guys, we have got to talk about. 2 things. First off, Brad Keselowski. He's on fire.
Yeah, he is.
He finished third. We also have Ford. Your first top 3 finishers, Ford.
Yep.
Ford is all of a sudden got this Gen 7 figured out, especially RFK Racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with you on that one, hands down. And then and you notice too, because and this is something else we're going to be talking about too throughout the next couple of weeks, is that on the flip side of that, from the sad news perspective, we all heard about it this past week, where a Ford team in Stewart-Haas Racing is officially shutting down at the end of 2024.
I would have never called that.
Yeah.
The sad part is me and John, we saw the writing on the wall. We called it, what was it, John, about a year ago?
Yeah, well, that's true, but Smoke's focus now is his wife trying to start a family and drag racing.
Well, Tony did say that if you look back for the last about year and a half, all the penalties that have been given to Stewart-Haas with Cole Custer and all that, and they've been in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah.
And that's been killing them,
Oh yeah.
And I don't think Ford is supporting them like they used to.
No.
And see, I don't know if you know this or not, but this year Ford's contract with them runs out, and Ford wasn't going to renew it.
Oh, well,
well, they haven't really been that supportive.
No.
Of them anyway. I don't think they've given them the factory support.
No.
That Ford, you can definitely see that Ford has focused and refocused, I should say, on RFK.
Yeah,
right.
They 100% have.
Well, Tony and Ford had it fallen out back when he tried to sign Larson on, and they wouldn't let him. And
That's
so
right.
that's been the downhill ever since, I believe.
Well, here's the question I got for you, John. Of course, you and Zippindelli over there at Stewart-Haas are friends, and have you got to talk to him? We got any feedback from him?
No, I haven't, Andy. The day the news came out that something was going on, I texted Zippy, and I just said, hey, whatever happens, I'm praying for you and the family. And when he didn't say to me, hey, we're going to be okay, he said to me, thanks for your support. That told me later in the day that sad news was coming out. And I talked to him this weekend, just congratulating him on, the good run and the everything they had Saturday with the Xfinity Series while we watched that coyote looking for your duck somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, that coyote in Portland.
Which actually, you know what? Speaking of that too, we got to talk about that real quick. What about SVG? Getting his first ever Xfinity Series win, and ironically, it comes on a road course.
Yeah. Imagine that. The guy's just awesome.
Right.
And look at Allmendinger. You know, Allmendinger started at the end and finished in the top 5. That was the big news for me.
Yep.
And another thing, guess who was over there with AJ spotting?
Jeremy Taylor.
Yeah.
Our own Jeremy Taylor. He was spotting for AJ this past
Jeremy always does a good job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And then, of course, real quickly here before we get ready to hit up our next commercial break here, one last one to touch on is that Heim Time rebounds with a timely truck win at Gateway this past weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway in the Truck Series. And good stuff to see Corey Heim getting himself back in victory circle here.
Yeah, especially after getting disqualified last week.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then one last bit of news to break us up before we head into commercial here. Speaking of Stewart Haas Racing shutting down in 2024, it has been confirmed that Front Row Motorsports has officially bought one of their charters. So FRM will officially have 3 chartered Ford Mustang Dark Horses in the Cup Series for 2025. And now the question is, we have to wonder which charter they bought, because I have not found out yet, or I've not heard yet. But rumor has it is that it's very, very well possibly Josh Berry's charter.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm hearing stuff about one of the drivers going possibly into the 21 next year, Wood Brothers. So that's been a bit of a... one of the Stewart Haas guys.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard as well.
Yep, we'll have to wait and see what happens, because if that's the case, that'll knock Harrison Burton out of his ride. So we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens as silly season progresses and go from there. But with that said, we're going to step aside, folks. We're going to take that next commercial break, and when we come back here, man, Andy, I tell you what, we are looking forward to this one. Country singer, independent singer at that. Brandon Jordan coming on with us, and then shortly thereafter we're going to be talking with our good buddy Zachary Murtis. So make sure you guys stick around with us here for the next couple of minutes. We got some good stuff coming for you right after this.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. And in our family, we're used to getting involved, and I encourage you to do the same, especially when it comes to caring for your loved ones. When I think about Alzheimer's and the impact it had on my family, I recognize that losing a race isn't such a bad day after all. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
What can we learn from a child?
That spreading joy
is more important than a trophy.
that when we help others,
We heal ourselves.
That with a little love,
We can make the biggest impact.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission
is simple.
help every child we can.
because all children deserve joy.
And hope.
And love.
And if one child is still in need,
Then there's still work to do.
because their future
Is our future.
and there's still so much they can teach us.
Visit us online at burningrubberradio.com for recipes from the NASCAR chef, John Dix, and more great content.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Now back to more Burning Rubber Radio.
And we're back. It's Burning Rubber, producer Wayne, NASCAR chef John Dix, and Andy DeLay. And man, I tell you what, Andy, we have got a treat for everybody this week on the show, and We don't, it's not very often that we get to talk to folks that are very musically inclined, because God knows you try and you just can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Oh, heck, I can't sing. You want to run folks off, have you?
Oh my God! Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Let's leave the singing to the professionals. I'm half tempted to call Tara Mockery too and be like, "Hey, Tara, he tried taking your job. Kill him, hurt him, do something." But either way here, folks, we have got country music up and coming singer Brandon Jordan with us this week here, and we've got a little sampling of his music that we want you guys to hear real quick here. Now, this is from his song, Be a Better Man. And I'm not going to lie, folks, when I first heard this song earlier this week before we started taping the show, I got some serious Brantley Gilbert vibes. But I'll tell you what, we want you guys to hear it as we get ready to bring Brandon on in here. So just take a quick listen and then let us know what you guys think. And then, of course, we're on right now, Brandon Jordan. Brandon, welcome on into Burning Rubber, my friend. And that song right there, I'm not going to lie, that is a powerful, powerful song.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, man.
We are thrilled to have you on the show here this week, buddy. And so, tell us a little bit about Brandon Jordan. Where are you from? How old are you? What got you into music?
So I'm 28 years old. I grew up in a small town of Alabama called Billingsley. And I've been playing music since I was about 12 years old, just picking a guitar around the house, kind of taught myself how to play guitar. And then so I grew up in church, and aunts and uncles and everybody played bass and sang and piano and all that stuff in church. And that always, I looked up to them a lot and wanted to, oh my gosh, I want to be like them. And
right.
Next thing I know, about 3 or 4 years ago, I decided to get out of my bedroom and stop singing in the shower. And started hitting stages.
That's Andy on a good day, though.
That's true.
Lo and
Anyway,
behold, it stuck, and people have taken a liking to it so far, and I've been blessed to played almost 500 shows so far in the past 2.5 years since I got started.
Awesome.
So I have to ask, aside from your own just like independent shows, have you had a chance to open for any of the big names in country music yet?
Yeah. So my first opening slot was for Kentucky Headhunters.
Oh,
a
wow.
couple years
Good
ago.
group.
And then I've gotten to share the stage with Brian Martin. He's got that big song, FAFO.
Yep.
With Charlie Farley. Roman Alexander, got to share the stage with him. Creed Fisher, not too long ago, shared the stage with him twice, actually. Yeah,
Okay.
2 different times I got to share the stage with him. And a couple others has been coming. This whole past year, since January, I've been headlining my own festivals in the Alabama southeastern area, and that's been going pretty good too.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you a venue to check out here, and see if they can get you into play sometime. If you're ever in the North Carolina area, there's a spot down in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is when I would dare say the mecca of where country music artists come to play and have fun. It is a spot called Coyote Joe's, and if you like your honky tonks, if you like all the stuff that comes with it, the bull riding, the cornhole, the bars, everything like that, Coyote Joe's is the place you need to be, sir.
Oh, that sounds like home to me.
Oh, yeah. and the best part is they got a big enough stage to get you and the band on, and a dance floor right underneath, so you can watch everybody having a good old time.
Oh, my
Great. I can definitely go check that place out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anytime you're up here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, I tell you what, off the air, we'll figure out a way to stay in touch. That way I can show you around when you get into town.
Here's Wayne Fangirl.
Fangirl, shut up! All right, Brandon. I'll tell you what. If you're ever down in Clearwater, Florida, do me a favor. Put a boot in Andy's backside for me, will you?
That's all right. Yeah, I got you, man.
Oh my Lord, Brandon. So, go ahead.
I got to hang out with Brandon a couple of weeks ago here in Alabama at the Glenwood Festival at the Well, and I tell you what, boy, he was kicking it. It was some good stuff, and good young man, and veteran like you and I, Andy.
Really? What service were you in, brother?
I'm actually still in. I'm still obligated to the Army National Guard. Been in this is my 11th year.
Oh, wow.
I'm the second half of my second contract now.
Well,
awesome.
I will say this in advance before Andy and John get to. Oh, I know John already has, but I'm gonna say this in advance anyway. Thank you for your service to this country, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys as well.
And
yeah, of course, we definitely hats off to you. Of course, I was in the Marine Corps, so but since you sing so well, I'll give you a pass with the Army National Guard.
Yeah, and folks, by the way, that's a common theme that goes on. Marines pick on Army all the time. It happens, and so
funny.
it's.
So I have to ask, man, what's the future look like? Do you recording? Do you have an album out? What's going on?
So right now I have 3 singles that are out, and I'm working on my first EP. I'm about halfway done recording on it, and I've got several songs in the pipeline ready to hit the studio with. Just been kind of hard to find time between playing on the road, day job, husband, dad stuff, and getting in the studio all at the same time. So it's been taking a little bit of time, but hopefully it won't be that much longer, and that EP will be ready.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy. As soon as it's ready to go, we are going to be pushing it on all of our social media here on Burning Rubber, as well as on our website. So, folks...
And I'm sure we can have some of our affiliates.
Oh, God, yeah. We've got quite a few country radio stations that I'm pretty sure would love to get a hold of your music, my friend.
Awesome, man. That'd be great. Thanks, guys.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
Thank you.
You know it.
Oh, Lord.
And for folks that want to go check out Brandon Jordan, aside from Spotify and Apple Music and everything else like that, where can folks go to find out about Brandon Jordan?
You can find me on Facebook under Brandon Jordan. I got the little verified check mark now, so it should be easy to figure out which one is me now.
Right.
And also got the website, www.brandonjordanmusic.com, and you can check out where we're going to be at and all that good stuff. What's coming up next on there as well.
All right. Well, super stuff. Well, buddy, with that
You know, we don't want this to be a one and done with you,
No.
my friend. We would love to ride along with you through your career.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great, guys. Hit me up anytime, man.
100%.
Yeah, we ride everybody's coattails here on Burning.
Oh, God. Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? It's only fitting at this point here.
Oh, you know it, buddy.
It's only fitting at this point here before we...
Brandy, you don't know what you're in for here. Everyone on Burning Rubber Radio gets this.
So this is the tradition, my friend. Kenny Wallace started this for us back in 2008, and Andy DeLay sitting to my left over here, he had the mic taken directly out of his hand. Like, Kenny's just like, give me that thing. And he's like, your show's Burning Rubber, baby. And those 3 words right there, Burning Rubber, baby, at the top of your lungs. Normally, if you were a racer, we'd say it gives you 2 tenths on the racetrack, a race win, or a shot at the championship. But in this case here, I'm going to say it's going to give you a shot at a #1 single on Apple Music.
All right, that'll work.
And
Your show's Burning Rubber, baby.
All right.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Brandon.
Brother, we are so happy you spent some time with us here, and everyone listening or watching here, of course, on our TV end of it on Burning Rubber Radio. We wish you nothing but the best and look forward to following you through your career, my friend.
Amen to that. And then Andy, I'm gonna you know what? I just happen to be looking over here on his Spotify real quick as we get ready to transition into our next featured guest of the week here. But you know, it's only fitting that we do so with a little party down south, folks. Here's another song from Brandon Jordan. Sit back, enjoy the vibes. We're gonna go over on our video side And we're going to play a little logo while we listen to Brandon Jordan.
Talking hill raising whiskey chasing hell of a time. Who's ready for a beer drinking, booty shaking, country singing, love making kind of night. Everybody gather around, it's time to throw down, it's going down tonight. It's a party, it's a party, party down south.
To celebrate the new year, we're having the biggest sale ever on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save 60% on our Goose Down comforters, the best comforters ever. They go perfectly with our MyPillow bed sheets and duvet covers. Save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels. They're made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. Our seasonal flannel sheets are finally in. You save up to 50% and they sell out fast every year, so order now. They're truly the best flannel sheets you'll ever sleep on. Or save up to 80% on all our clearance items. And this is where it gets even better. For a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
What can we learn from a child?
That spreading joy
is more important than a trophy.
That when we help others,
we heal ourselves.
That with a little love,
we can make the biggest impact.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission
is simple.
Help every child we can.
Because all children deserve joy.
And hope.
And love.
And if one child is still in need,
then there's still work to do.
Because their future
is our future.
And there's still so much they can teach us.
The grill is fired up, and the chef has something good cooking.
Oh, you're cooking, Frankie!
It's the NASCAR chef, John Dix, and more Burning Rubber.
And we're back. It's Burning Rubber, producer Wayne, NASCAR chef John Dix, Andy DeLay, and man, Andy, I tell you what, always fun to catch up with our boy Zach, and then on top of that, getting to talk to a pretty badass country music artist that's up and coming in Brandon Jordan. So some really, really
Absolutely
good stuff all across the board there with that. But with good things also comes good food. And it is that time for the NASCAR chef John Dix to come on in and talk to us this week here, John. And you've got another KISS recipe this week, huh?
I don't know about the KISS part, Wayne, but right now this time of year we got avocados are in season and they're doing good, and we got a lot of stuff going on. We can do some appetizers, and we're doing apparently a KISS guacamole.
Keep it simple, guacamole.
There you go.
What's
Very
in there, brother?
Okay, guys, we're going to start with 3 avocados. Make sure they're pitted and peeled. A 1/4 cup of onion chopped. I use the white onion. I love the taste of that. A 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper, or whatever seasoning you like. 2 tablespoons of lime juice. 2 teaspoons of cilantro. Mince it up. 2 small tomatoes. You want to chop them up and de-seed them. And 1 jalapeno, if you like it. Make sure you de-seed that, or it's going to be really, really warm, but it'll still be good. Now, guys, in a bowl, you want to mix all the ingredients except the tomatoes and the jalapenos. Get them all mixed up real good, and then fold in your tomatoes and jalapenos. You don't want to mix them up on the first time because they'll get kind of mushy. But I tell you, it's that simple, guys, and it's a good, I love a guacamole and some chips, and sit down and watch the race and listen to our show and watch our show on YouTube while you're eating some good guacamole. And Rumble, absolutely. And if you guys have any suggestions or any comments, please email me at john@brrtv.net. That is john@brrtv.net. And give me some of your recipes and some of your suggestions, and we'll give you a shout out on our show.
Most definitely. Yeah, give the NASCAR chef a hit up the NASCAR chef at John at brrtv.net and let him know exactly what you think. But honestly, John, and I'm not going to lie, and folks, John can go into it more on our Facebook page. When you say you're folding in things, just as a heads up, a little more specificity would be a great thing, because for those of us that aren't cooks, I think of folding like I'm folding laundry. So,
which never happens.
It does.
Stuff's
Thank you
always
very much.
thrown all over the house, John.
It does. Thank you very much, and I'll kick you later for that one. But either which way, folks.
I'm glad I'm sitting on the opposite side of the table here in the studio, so I don't get kicked.
Yep.
He might miss and get that damn duck. I don't know.
No, the door has stayed locked, thankfully. And little does Quacker.
You know, we ought to put one of those cams underneath our table to see all the kicking and stuff that goes up.
Oh God, that could be entertaining. I don't know. We'll have to see. But with that all said, here, folks, we're gonna step aside and we're gonna take that last four in fuel. But real quickly here, take a look at the Kiss guacamole, mole. And the quick recipe of the week here. It's an Austin Powers reference. Folks, if folks that have seen Austin Powers and Goldmember, you'll get the reference. But Kiss guacamole here. Take a quick look at the recipe, folks. We're going to step aside, take our last four in fuel. And when we come back, we've got some final news of the week and picks coming up. And, man, I'll tell you what, the motorsports enthusiast, Andy, I got a feeling he's not going to be too happy. But we're going to do it anyway when we come back.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The MyPillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, MyPillow 2.0. When I invented MyPillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. MyPillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature-regulating thread. MyPillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of MyPillow.
Now's the time to go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to save 50% on your MyPillow 2.0. Not only that, for a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
MyPillow.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
What can we learn from a child?
That spreading joy
is more important than a trophy.
That when we help others,
we heal ourselves.
That with a little love,
we can make the biggest impact.
At Speedway Children's Charities,
our mission
is simple.
Help every child we can.
Because all children deserve joy.
And hope.
And love.
And if one child is still in need,
then there's still work to do.
Because their future
is our future.
And there's still so much they can teach us.
Burning Rubber is social. Follow us on X at twitter.com/BRR_radio. Now back to more Burning Rubber.
And we're back. It's Burning Rubber. Producer Wayne, Indeed Delay, and the NASCAR chef John Dixon. I swear every time I hear that sweetheart whistle of Twitter, Andy, it gets my heart all aflutter.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. We'll walk past that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's more suited for bar talk, but that might be later tonight. Who knows? Back to news of the week here, however, folks, and we gotta talk about it, Andy. Our buddy John Force gets himself a win, baby, in Epping, New Hampshire this past weekend here, and finished off an impressive double-up weekend in front of another sellout crowd at the New England Dragway. as the 16-time Funny Car World Champion outran Austin Prock. So it was a forced v forced final round for the win this past weekend in Epping.
Yes, that's John. I'm glad to see he had a few hiccups here lately, but
a little bit.
Back up front, baby.
Yep.
Back up front. And the fact that it was a JFR versus JFR final round, that just, again, continues to prove how good John Force Racing is and will remain for years to come.
Yeah, and talking about drag racing, I heard, John, tell me if I'm wrong, we have Antron Brown going to be an a future guest here on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to his PR lady the other day, and he's looking forward to coming on. So we're going to try to get it confirmed for next week or so.
That's pretty cool stuff. So do be on the lookout there, guys. We'll have Top Fuel superstar Antron Brown here with us in the coming weeks. And speaking of Top Fuel here, Doug Coletta was on top of the board this past weekend in Epping, taking home the win there, and Troy Coughlin Jr. takes home the Pro Stock win. And again, now this is for the funny cars. It was the 11th annual NHRA New England Nationals, but it's the 7th of 20 total races on the schedule for this year. So I don't see where Pro Stock motorcycles ran. So we don't get to know if the usual cats over there got a win or not. But hey, it's all good either way. Moving on over to the world of IndyCar here now, Andy, and we had a packed news week last week with the Indy 500, the Coke 600. This week, same thing still applies, where we've got a packed news week with the race at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and then IndyCar goes up into Detroit, and not Belle Isle, because Belle Isle was done away with a couple of years ago. Yep. But this time they're on the streets of Detroit and the Detroit Grand Prix, and Scott Dixon picks up his 58th IndyCar win.
His fourth, and his fourth Detroit Grand Prix win.
Exactly. And so some good stuff there for Scotty Dixon. And it's a shame too, because I had a weird feeling he was going to do something good at Indy as well, but couple of things kind of precluded him getting anywhere with that one.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I ran into him a couple years ago at Barber's, and nice young man, and had a good conversation with him.
Oh yeah, Scott Dixon's good people. And then moving into the world now of MotoGP here. We haven't talked about MotoGP in a while just because there hadn't been any news. And Francesco Bagnaia is back in the news once again on the MotoGP side, getting a perfect setup over in Italy this past weekend here in Mugello. Ducati Lenovo's Francesco Bagnaia bags a win in the Grand Prix at Mugello. And so some great stuff there for the folks over at MotoGP. And then, of course, McFadden takes a win in sprint cars. It never ceases to amaze how well he's doing over there. And then Scherer Audi wins a weather-shortened Nürburgring 24. So the folks over at Scherer PHX Audi prevailed in what was probably the most unusual and definitely shortest Eifel Marathon in the long history of the race. With its 7th overall victory, the team closes in on, now this is the one time I may butcher a name here, on the Moispath neighbor and record winner Manthe. And Ricardo Feller drove the number 16 Scherer Audi to the finish line on Sunday afternoon at just after 2 p.m. local time, and for the first time before 24 hours had elapsed. So,
okay.
And
our boy Bubba Pollard. I forget where it was at. You can probably look it up, Wayne. But he finished top 5 this last Saturday night, I believe.
Yeah,
I forget where they were racing at. But as far as
I was just looking at that a while ago too, and I could have told them.
Yeah, so some great stuff always hearing Bubba Pollard take home a win too, whether it be him or our buddy Classy Stephen Nassy. Either one. Good stuff in the late model side of things there. And
I had one of these old boys down here. I was wearing my 88 shirt, my Bubba Pollard shirt.
Oh, yeah?
And the guy comes up to me and he goes, "Isn't that supposed to be Dale Jr.'s car?"
And but with that said here, folks, it is that time where we get ourselves over to picks for the week. And
they're going to be at Iowa this week, aren't they?
No, they're going to be at Sonoma.
Oh, wait. Iowa's the week after, I do believe.
Yep.
I know. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
So we're going out to wine country this week here, Andy. And, I'm looking forward to it, man. Speaking of road course racing, SVG with that win in Portland, now we can see what he can possibly do on the streets or on the road of Sonoma over in California.
Yeah, so I'm ready when you are. I had to redo my picks because here I was thinking it was Iowa. Okay.
Okay, well, then I'll tell you what. I'm just going to put you front and center. You're pick number 1.
All right. Ryan Blaney, baby.
Okay. I'm surprised he did not go with Chase Elliott or Kyle Larson, knowing that
he's pissed.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and he's a good road course racer, too.
Right, exactly. And John Dix, you're up, brother.
Well, since we're at wine country and Bubba Wallace is the biggest whiner.
Oh, God!
Oh!
I think he's going to be the show of the week, but he's not going to win.
Oh, my God. Wayne's about tore down his set over there, man. Oh, my Lord.
He's not going to win. He's just going to be the biggest whiner. I think the monkey is off. Truex is back this week, so the 19 car is going to take it.
No.
You've been out there smoking the same stuff Wayne has out back.
I was going to say.
I think I've been downhill from him or something. I don't know, downwind, rather.
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think SVG is also slated to enter the Cup race as well. But
is he really? I didn't know that.
I think so.
He tells us that, Andy, after we get our picks in. I see how
that's no fair.
Well, apparently the entry list hasn't come out yet, so
he'll be in whose car?
If I'm not mistaken,
16?
He might be in the Colleague car this week. And but now, of course, I don't know for sure yet, folks. We tape the show.
That's not right.
We
Andy,
tape the show
kick him
before
under the table. Come on, I can't reach him.
Ow! Asshole. I'll tell you what. If SVG is in this week, I'm going to pick him. If he is,
me too.
Okay, so if he is in, SVG for Andy and myself. If he's not in, Andy's got Ryan Blaney, and I am going to try and say Suarez to repeat.
Okay.
What about John? Do you want SVG too, buddy?
No. No. I am still picking. I'm still sticking with Martin.
Okay.
All right, so he's gonna stick with MTJ to get the win this weekend, coming up in wine country in Sonoma, and like we said, folks, if SVG's on the entry list, me and Andy will take him to win. If not, Andy's got Ryan Blaney, and I am gonna go with Daniel Suarez to potentially repeat a win.
I can't wait to hear what the motorsports enthusiast.
I know, right? I'm looking forward to hearing that as well. So, John DeRudgeros, take it away, sir.
Welcome to the final lap with the Motorsport Enthusiast, and this week NASCAR is at Sonoma. Let's recap last week. A heartbreaking loss for Ryan Blaney, my best pick. I am confident, though. I was confident in Ryan Blaney. I'm still confident in that pick. He had the best car. He was supposed to win that race, but, not enough fuel. So I'm 2-1 of the season. Let's bounce back this week at Sonoma. Here are two trends that I'm noticing over the last 2 years that has happened at Sonoma that correlate to Sonoma and who I'm going to predict to win. Looking at 2022 and 2023, the manufacturer who won at Circuit of the Americas early in the season won at Sonoma as well. In 2022, that was Chevrolet. In 2023, that was Toyota. Who won at COTA this year? A Chevrolet William Byron. I think that trend's going to continue. So there's part one of my pick is a Chevrolet. Now let's go to the next trend. The next trend I'm noticing is when it comes to Darlington, the All-Star race, the Coke 600, and Worldwide Tech. The manufacturers who won that race and who won the next race at Sonoma. Back in 2022, the winners were a Ford, Toyota, Ford, and then Chevrolet won at Sonoma. This year, looking at those four races, Brad Kay in a Ford at Darlington, Joey Logano in a Ford at All-Star race, Christopher Bell, Toyota at Charlotte, and then you have Ford, Austin Cindric at Worldwide Tech. So I think Chevrolet gets it done as well. Let's talk about some of the highest performing drivers, though, at Sonoma over the last 2 years. Chris Buescher, highest average finish of third. I think he has a great run this weekend. He's not going to get a win. Let's talk about Michael McDowell. He has an average finish of fifth over the last 2 races at Sonoma in the next gen era. But he's a Ford as well, so not my best pick. Let's talk about another driver, Chase Elliott. Average finish of 6.5 at Sonoma over the last 2 years. Good pick as well. And then my other driver I'm going to look at is Ross Chastain, average finish of 7.5 over the last 2 races at Sonoma. But all I got to say, the driver I'm going with, Mr. Chase Elliott. I think he has the speed. He had the speed at COTA. If he didn't have that drive-through penalty because he exceeded track limits, I think he could have potentially won that race. He was 5th at the time. So let's go Chase Elliott. Let's ring that bell in Dawsonville. Chase Elliott's going to win this weekend at Sonoma.
Oh, man. You know what, Andy? He's 2-1 now, but I wonder if that pick might take him 2-2 or 3-1.
I don't know. I still think he needs another mulligan for the race at Gateway.
Nah. If it's a rain-shortened race, a mulligan is perfectly fine. But
you gotta have fuel to finish the race.
You gotta have that gasoline to win the race.
I bet on whatever he picks, though. Let's put it that way.
And that would explain why you walked in the studio and stepped all over Quacker this morning. You were pissed that you lost.
That's true. You're a poor duck. He's mad, man. Let me see. Let me lean over here. Where? That duck opened the door here. Yep, there he is.
God.
He's hiding from that coyote from Portland is what he's hiding from.
Yeah, that coyote, man. You're trying to get a hold of that, get him some duck to eat.
Man, I tell you what, Andy, we've got to get out of here for another weekend.
We do.
Oh, good Lord, 60 minutes. For everybody that's been involved in the show, WRCK, a new affiliate coming on board here with us very soon. WTUC down in Toccoa, Georgia. Radio St. Pete, Sunshine 96.7. WTHU, I know I'm probably forgetting a handful of people, but we love
Red Hot
Country. And for Andy DeLay, the NASCAR chef, John Dix, Brandon Jordan, Zachary Murtis, I'm producer Wayne. We love you guys, and until next week, burning rubber, baby.
Burning rubber, baby.
Burning rubber, baby.
Burning Rubber Radio is a production of White Lightning Entertainment with studios in Statesville, North Carolina, and was brought to you by Drive Refine. It's more than driver coaching, it's Drive Refine. Visit driverefine.com to get signed up today. This week's show was produced by Wayne Owens. Remember to visit burningrubberradio.com for news, recipes, and more great content. Burning Rubber Radio can be seen on Rumble, YouTube, or wingding.tv and heard on radio stations nationwide. Any use of the accounts or descriptions contained in this broadcast must be the express written permission of White Lightning Entertainment.